It's no secret that in the natural hair movement, there are types of hair that I prioritized over other types of hair. To me, there are just so many rules as to like what's considered you being part of the natural hair movement at all. What's up guys, it's Sophie. I had a bunch of notes on my phone of like different topics that I wanted to cover in this video, but I can't find my phone and it's somewhere in my room. So that just goes to show like how messy my room is. I guess I'm just gonna go based off of what's in my head. But today we're talking about the natural hair movement / community and why I ultimately think it's problematic as hell. I originally was not gonna make this video, but I got so many requests to make it since I mentioned it in when did I mention it? I mentioned it like I think 2 or 3 videos ago. I mentioned it very briefly, like how I think that it's problematic and I could possibly make a video about it, and since then so many of you guys have DM'd me asking for me to make this video, so I'm gonna do it. I was not gonna do it originally, but I am, because it seems like you guys want to see it. If you're not currently subscribed, don't forget to do that. Also, I just wanna show my shirt. I got it on Etsy, I think it was. I'm wearing it because of this video, because it has to do with the topic. So without further ado, let's begin. So I don't have the notes on my phone that I was going to use to talk in this video, so hopefully it's not too unorganized and all over the place. But the main point that I want to bring up, and I mentioned it briefly like a couple videos ago, the idea in the natural hair movement between good hair and bad hair. I can go on and on and on about this topic, and I do have a lot of opinions on it, but the idea that if you are mixed or have like loose bouncy curls like 3A, B, or C type curls, then you essentially have good hair, like your hair is good. But if you have like 4B or 4C type hair, then your hair is bad hair and nappy and disgusting. And it's so funny how like the word nappy is used as an insult, like. But anyways, yeah, it's this idea that there's good hair and there's bad hair, and it shows, like it shows a lot. I'm not even gonna get into like my hair journey, but basically for a long time, like over half of my life, up until last year, I hated my hair and I wanted to have hair that resembled my light skin or mixed counterparts or my white counterparts. Like I wanted their hair because I was taught that my hair was ugly, that it was bad, and that it was disgusting, or like these are things that my hair has actually been called before. It's no secret that in the natural hair movement there are types of hair that I prioritized over other types of hair, and a lot of people, mainly, like, I'm gonna be very blunt in this video because I genuinely do not care. Mainly like girls who have like 3A, B, and C type hair are the ones to be like, why are we talking about hair in like a division? Why are we dividing people based on hair? We've been divided based on hair for centuries now. Like I mean, the entire idea of good hair and bad hair derives from colorism within the Black community. The fact that light-skinned girls are prioritized or celebrated way more than dark-skinned girls, and that's just a fact. Like there's really no secret about that. I read an article on Dazed, which I was going to read in the video, but like, where's my phone? I'll put it right here and I'll link it down below if you want to read it. But it was basically this article talking about there are hair types that are prioritized more than others, and it shows in the natural hair movement. For example, I took the liberty today, because I knew that I was gonna film this video, going onto Instagram and doing the literal bare minimum, going into the hashtag natural hair and just scrolling through and seeing what I see. Basically, like I didn't do anything to get the post that I got. I just searched up hashtag natural hair, and not even just 90, like 95% of the posts are girls that don't have my hair type. And don't get me wrong, there are 4C bloggers and YouTubers and Instagrammers who will post about 4C hair. Like there are actually way more than there were like 5 years ago when the natural hair movement was really starting to take its form, but there just aren't enough. And not only are there not enough, but the connotation that people get when they look at 4C hair versus when they look at 3C hair are two entirely different things. There's such a negative connotation that is associated with Black girls with 4C hair. Before making this video, I did my research and I found lots of different examples. But then also being a dark-skinned girl with 4C hair, like I hear them and I experience them myself. Instead of just sitting here and telling you guys like sob stories of people making fun of my hair, I'd rather actually show you guys research and things that I found and literal examples that are going on in this day and age of people that are saying that they wish that their children have to be mixed just so that they don't have nappy hair. Men saying that they don't want a girl with nappy hair because nappy hair is ugly. I know I personally, I want my future daughter, if I have a daughter, to have hair just like mine and skin just like mine so that she can learn to love it. If you keep perpetuating the idea, even if it's subtle, that loose, bouncy curls are good hair, then girls who don't have that type of hair, like, what the hell type of hair do they have then? Like, if it's not good hair, then what is it? Good hair to me is healthy hair. If your hair isn't healthy and it's damaged, then that's not good. Like, that's not good for anyone. And I wish that that's the mentality that a lot more people in the natural hair movement had. Like, and natural hair products and brands need to get along with that too. What the hell was that Shea Moisture ad thingy? They did come out with like another ad to redeem themselves, but it's like the fact that you even had to do that. Their ad for curly hair that had 1% diversity in it was just, oh my gosh. And even if it does have diversity, I noticed that with all of these natural hair brand campaigns, their spokesperson is always a freaking light-skinned girl with long, bouncy, luscious curls. Like, that's always it. And it's like, if you continue to see those same girls as the natural hair brand campaign spokesperson or faces of the natural hair movement, that says something. That says something to girls that don't have that type of hair. The natural hair movement isn't outright saying like, oh, if you have 4C hair, like, no one wants 4C hair. Like, the 4C hair, like, it's cute, but like, come on now. Like, no one's outright saying that. It's very subtle. Like, it's in what we see in our ads. It's in the types of people that are in these natural hair tutorials. It's in, like, when you think about who the most popular, like, natural hair bloggers and YouTubers are, they definitely don't have my hair type. And all of these things together sends a message to the girls that don't have luscious, light, long, bouncy curls and who instead have really tight coils and really bad shrinkage. It sends a message to them. Like, I know that I'm not the only one who's noticed it. There are some other girls who have made videos on these same things, but then there are some who have made videos and they really just don't acknowledge that at all. Like I said, the majority of the ones who are not acknowledging it are in the natural hair movement that have the types of hair that are already celebrated enough. So it's like, they're obviously not going to acknowledge the ones who aren't. To the people who do acknowledge that, who do acknowledge colorism within the natural hair movement, props to you. Oh my gosh.
It scared the living crap out of me.
And there was another thing that I wanted to talk about. To me, there are just so many rules as to like what's considered you being part of the natural hair movement at all. And so much judgment in the natural hair movement. Like, all right, let's talk about it. This concept or this idea that the girls who get weaves and wigs and braids like I have, you're not really part of the natural hair movement unless you're like 100% natural all the time.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know about you, sis, but I'm not about to rock my afro in 100% humidity in New York City. Like, we're not doing that. Like, I'm sorry. Some of these natural hair, what are they even called? Like, people in the natural hair movement. It's like there's so many rules and like so many things that it's like, oh, if you're doing this, you're not part of the natural hair movement. You're not gonna tell I'm part of the natural hair movement if I have my natural hair. Like, that's really all there is to it. There's like this unspoken judgment on girls who decide to get weaves or wigs or braids or whatever they want to get in their hair that isn't 100% natural. Like, there's this secret judgment against them. Like, no. If you wear your natural hair out all the time and you've always been natural, that's great. That's awesome.
Congratulations. Like,
but not all of us have. Not all of us have been natural our entire lives. Some of us are gonna get wigs. Some of us are gonna get weaves. Some of us are gonna get extensions. And also, I just want to mention this as well, because there's this common misconception that like girls who do constantly wear weaves and wigs and things like that have no hair or their hair is damaged. And some of these comments don't even come from people that are outside of the natural hair movement. A lot of these comments come from people that are inside of the natural hair movement. Like, as I said before, like this unspoken judgment against girls that decide to wear weaves all the time or wigs all the time. Like, if you're someone who wears wigs all the time, that's good for you. Do you. If you're someone who wants to wear weaves, that's great. If you want to get braids, that's great. If you want to be natural all the time, that's great. What I consider being part of the natural hair movement is just having natural hair. Like, I have natural hair, but right now it's currently in a protective style. It's like if you're not rocking a 5 by 4 foot wide afro and having your hand up like this at all times, you're not part of the natural hair movement. And I know that that's like an exaggeration, but you know what I mean? It's like, I never really said like, oh, I'm in the natural hair movement. Like, I guess I am, but I never would really talk about it because to me there were just so many problems with it. I feel like definitely not everyone, obviously not everyone, but a lot of these girls, a big chunk of these girls will judge each other's hair on the low, like who has the best hair, who has the biggest afro, who has the bounciest curls. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Everyone's hair is different. Even two people with 4C hair, like me and somebody and another girl with 4C hair, like our hair might react differently to different things even though we have the same hair type. Everyone has different hair and everyone's hair is beautiful. Like I said, the only thing that dictates whether you have good hair or bad hair is if your hair is healthy or not, whether your hair is like breaking if you touch it or not. Anybody can have bad hair. The Caucasians can have bad hair. I feel like I definitely did get a good chunk of my thoughts out. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I definitely want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions, or not hear, read. I want to read all of your thoughts and opinions, so make sure to comment down below what you thought of this video, if you liked it, if you agreed with it, if you related to it, anything, just comment it down below. The only thing that I will say is that let's try to be respectful. So if you have like an opinion that you disagree with, like that's totally fine, but let's just try to be respectful so that like no fights start or anything like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you this Tuesday with another new video. Bye!
I think that I've been dead since the start. Haven't took too much inside my heart, but I don't even care no more. I'm gonna